Hi, I'm going to show you guys how to do the planting. There's several things that you guys can use for planting. You can use a water bottle. This is my personal favorite. You can use styrofoam cups. You can use plastic cups. You can use just about anything really. But my favorite is the water bottle. But I'm going to show you guys several how to do it with water bottle and just a regular cup. Utilizing something so that you don't have to constantly water it. Okay. And so I'm going to start off with is with the water bottle. Now, if you don't have a water bottle and you want to do it with a soda bottle, you can do that as well. I'm going to use the water bottle because you can find water bottles just about everywhere. And first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the cap off. I don't need the cap, so I'm just going to discard the cap. And then I take the label off. Guess you don't really have to, but I don't like the label, so I go ahead and take it off. So I'm just going to peel off the label. And then to cut it, just want to pinch it a little bit and then just kind of make a little cut on the side. And then I just go around and cut. You don't have to go too far deep. Just enough. So you're going to get this. Doesn't have to be pretty. All right. I'm just going to cut it. And then what you're going to do is, this is where you're going to plant your seeds. This is the water reserve. And it kind of fits like this. Okay. All right. So now for a wick, two things that you can use. I like to use some sort of a cloth. You can use coffee filters. Okay, coffee filters work. If you're going to use the coffee filters, pretty easy. Basically, all I do for the coffee filter is I just kind of twist it or roll it. Roll. Do a little bit of a twist. And then I use two only because I like to have it a little bit long. Just kind of twist. Okay. And there's a wick. You can use this this is what's going to pull the water in. Again, my personal favorite is using a towel. When I cut my towel, it's actually very long. So I was able to get 2 wicks off of it. So this is just half of that. And this is what I'm going to use. And so what you do is you get your wick. And again, you could use this one or you could use the cloth. I'm going to use the cloth. But if you were going to use this one, you just kind of drag it in here. Okay. Same way as you would the cloth. So you would take your wick. And you're just going to pull it up here. You don't have to go too far up, okay? You're just going to pull your wick here. And this is where you're going to pour the soil. You're going to pour it around. And so I'm going to take my cup with soil, and I like to keep my soil a little bit moist. This makes it a little bit easier for me to work with. I guess you could put it dry. It doesn't really matter because you're going to water it anyway. So I'm just going to pour the soil in here. And basically, you're just going to pour the soil around that wick. It is a little bit messy. Okay, and here's the soil. Okay, it's okay if you get a little bit of soil on your wick. It's not that big of a deal. Basically, now what you have is you're ready to put your seed. So I like to get something that I can kind of stab a little bit, just to make a little bit of not very deep holes. You don't want to go too deep because then it takes the stem of the plant to it takes it that much more time to grow up. So you just want to go about 1 millimeter, maybe 2. And I do 5 little holes, if you can see the little holes right there. That's kind of what I do. That's where I'm going to place my seeds. So I'm going to put this here. Just kind of lets me hold that there. So it'll hold it a little bit. I'm going to take the seeds. Now the seeds that I have right now aren't the seeds that you guys are going to use, but they're small enough. I left the seeds in Miss Simmons' classroom. I just happen to have these seeds, believe it or not. And so I'm just going to take the seeds and I'm going to plant them into the little holes. Now you can put one of the seeds into your hole. I have, I'm dropping my plant here. Custodians are not going to be very happy with me. Add a little bit of soil because I spilled it. Okay. Put my little holes again. And it's really more of a guide. Okay. So then you're going to take your seeds and you're going to put them in the little holes. You could put, remember, you want to have 6 cups. So you want to just make sure that you have enough to make 6 of these. And so I'm going to take my seeds and I'm going to place them in the little hole. Place them in the little holes. And the Carolina seeds that you guys have, that's in that F2 pouch, don't need to be germinated because they grow pretty quickly, so we don't need to germinate. They should be able to grow fairly quickly. All right, so I've planted my seeds. And so now I'm going to take some water and I'm going to pour it into this section right here. Don't fill it up too high because when you put the cup in the wick, sometimes it'll raise the level. But you would maybe go a little bit higher, okay, just high enough so that it'll last you a little while and you don't have to go back and water it, okay. Once you have this done, that's pretty much all you do. Again, the wick right here is going to bring up the water in here, so you might have to water this one a little sooner, only because it's starting to get the soil wet. But as soon as that soil is wet, then you don't have to water it very often, okay. Once you see the water level drop, then you add more water, okay. Put this in a nice sunny location. I just put it on the windowsill. And so that's the one utilizing a water bottle. Now, if you don't have a water bottle and you've got some cups, you want to do the same principle. We're going to, this one's actually a little bit easier. Again, you can get your wick. I'll use the paper wick this time. Get your wick. Put your soil in here. This is going to take multiple cups. You could do one of two things. You can put like another cup, maybe a bigger cup, and maybe poke some holes on this cup or put some toothpicks or something and I'll let it hold it, and you're going to use this as the water reserve and the wick will come through. Or you can do this other thing that I'm going to do. You can even use like a little tray, poke some holes down here, put it on a little tray. That it's got to have some depth though, so you can pour the water in the tray, and then you're just going to pour the wick out and leave that on the tray because that's going to suck up the soil, the water into the soil. For this particular one, I'm going to kind of have it in a U shape like this. Okay. Into my cup. as you fill it, see it's got kind of that U shape. Just pour the soil. Again, the custodial staff is going to kill me because I have a little mess here. I'll be nice to them. I'll wipe it down before I leave. All right, and so I filled my cup with the soil. I'm going to do the same thing. Again, I like to have that little guide just because it makes things easier. I'm just going to put the little holes just so that I know that's where I want to put the seeds. Again, don't go too deep. Okay, grab your seed, put in the little hole. I'm growing dill. But again, you guys are going to use your fast plant, the F2 plant, because it'll grow faster. I'll have those planted as well. I'm just going to wait till I bring some more water bottles from home. So I'll plant it tomorrow, so we'll have it around the same time. All right, so I've planted my seeds here. And I have this little wick. I'm going to bend it down, and you're going to need a second cup. So what you're going to do is you're going to put a second cup, and that's where you're going to place your water. The water's going to come from this cup to water this cup. Okay? If this isn't the method you want it to use, you want it to pull it through and put something else on the bottom, that works just as well. Okay? But I'm gonna use this method where I'm just gonna put another cup here. So I'll get me some more water. So I place the water into this wick here. This is going to draw the water into this cup, and it should be self-watering. Again, because my soil is a little bit moist, I'm going to give the seed a little bit more. I don't have to wait for the water to get wet. So wet your soil before you plant. I'm going to go ahead and make it a little bit more moist for this particular one. Not too much because I don't want to drown it. Okay, once you have that, then that's all you need to do. Again, I'm going to place this on the windowsill. And I'll show you all. Okay, I have them right there, right next to each other. I'll clean that up a little bit so it looks so ugly. But that's all you really have to do. It's not too difficult. If you guys have questions, again, make sure you guys send me a message and I'll help you guys out. Okay, if you still need soil, let me know. I can get you guys a little baggie with soil. But we do need you guys to plant these by tomorrow, okay? If you need some coffee filters so that you can create your wick, that's fine. If you want some cloth, I still have all of this that I can cut up for you guys. And again, I can cut it in half, so that'll help you out. If you need some water bottles, let me know. I have a few. I don't have too many, but I do have a few that if you need some, let me know. Water bottles, I'm sure you can find them all over the place. Since we haven't had too many students on campus, I don't have as many water bottles. Normally what I do is I just save the water bottles that students leave behind. So that's where I wind up with my water bottles, or the ones that I drink. So, all right. Hope these videos helped. And again, if you have any questions, let me know.